Hi. Since the last time I posted an update, I've recorded a session, but unfortunately the sound was so wrong that I couldn't save it. So I had to choose. Either I go back to the part where I started the last session, or I skip a session and just act like normal. But I chose to go back, so I deleted the original the file I finished the last time, and I'm just restarting this. So this is what you have seen the last time, and yeah, I'm going to go further. And the other bad sign is that as soon as I started this recording, the battery of my camera went empty, so I had to replace it, and I had another battery, but I don't know if it's lasting that long, because as you can see, my charger was not charging since the cable is missing from there. I don't know where it is, but it should be somewhere. Anyways, okay, I see where the cable is, and it shouldn't be there, but yeah, I'm not a professional vlogger, and I don't make a living out of this for sure. So here's the project, and I won't listen to it now because I know some drawbacks. I know what I want to do, and since you can go back to the last version and you can hear what to remember, it doesn't make sense. So I'm just fixing what I know that I want to fix. And one thing is that the bass drum is too long, so I have to fix the kick. Let's go to the kick and fix that. And yeah. That's one thing. So now I feel like the kick is fixed. And yeah, I want to remove some of this rumble. So I put some EQ on it. And as usual, I might be on the wrong track, but I will move this there. Like this. And this should be high shelf. And where do I want to put this? I want to go to the noise track and yeah. Like this, that's fine. And I wanna put some EQ on the bass. Just cut some lows. And And I want to remove a lot of lows on these. And here we have this impact sign. I want to tune this so that the lowest frequency should be on the pitch 52, and I simply move this up and like this, and the highest should be like 1 octave higher is 64. Let's say 2 octaves higher should work. The sound is the same, but it's in tune with the track, and here we have another impact. And I want to do somewhat the same, so let's say this goes to 76 or 52, 66, and no, 64, and plus 12 is 76 here, and the lowest should be 52. Now they are somewhat the same, so I will make this guy a bit longer. So instead of 8, let's go to, let's say, 14 and 14, yeah. Amazing. And one thing that I remember that I did, so then it took a bit longer to find this, was that the staccato bass that sounds like this needs to be gated. So, sorry. And that's nice. So we don't get those clicks, and actually this is fine. I wanted to put some EQ on this feedback riser, and it's probably here somewhere. Yeah, that's nice. I feel like the kick is way too loud, so I will take back a bit on the gain to, let's say, -6 dB. Now I did another riser, which was a white noise riser, and it's going to be a new node. So we did a new node, which is a custom envelope. It looks like this, and this is by default BPM synced. So if I crank this up to 64, that means that it's the length of 4 bars, because it's 64 16th notes, if that makes sense. So it needs a MIDI node, and as you can see, it needs a gate and a trigger as well. But that's also just one simple wiring in this software. And so it needs to, we will feed in some stereo white noise, so 2 white noise sources are going to be needed, like this. And then an EQ will sort the frequency shaping with, we will make it really high. And if I hit a key, we should hear something or not. So I make this polyphonic, and I forgot to crank that up. Yeah, now it's fine. And I want to have a stereo track here, the 2 filter outputs, and then output 1, output 2, yeah, like this. So I have control over the volume as well. And as you can see, we have 2 line boxes here, and we can draw envelopes inside this. So it's really handy for creating risers. And I want to do it like this now. Yeah, awesome. And it should be like, this is wrong one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just have to put a note inside, and this will be BPM synced. So I want to have this here in the end of the intro, and also on the end here, and before the end as well. So let's take a listen to it. And I did one more thing, which is going to be pretty non-traditional sound design. So we will need a MIDI node for sure, and an LFO square for sure. And I wanna check this for change. So we will create some triggers, and I'm going to need an envelope follower. Alpha Forever Modulated maybe is more visual, like this. And let's give this some frequency like that. And yeah, this way we create short bursts. I can even show it because that's simple. So this creates a square wave. Let's mute the output so you won't hear it. Yeah, like this. So here's a square wave, and we check it for change. So whenever this signal changes, we output 1, and when it's not changing, then it's 0. So we get some peaks, and if we drag an envelope follower on it, we get some bursts like this, and that's what I want to have. And what I want to do is to build a comb filter. The story behind this sound is that on a forum on KVR, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, there was a thread where a user has asked about comb filters, and I was trying to help him. And basically this is how I got here. Let's make this a bit less. Yeah. And let's put a high-pass filter after all this, so we get the DC offset removed. Yeah, this way it's not there, not so obvious. And ooh, if we move this, then it gets more and more interesting. So yeah, this random movement is what I want to have. And I also want to have some control over what's going inside of the comb filter, but that I keep this for later. It's going to be used by an envelope follower like this. So we will check for the trigger, and then we will release this sound. Yeah, anyways, I can do it now. So like this. So if I hit the trigger, then sound goes in. And we can keep this on 1. So yeah. And modulation will kill the sound in some time. And I try to create modulations. So I'm not going to go with completely random, so I will have to create some modulation that I can reproduce anytime. And for this I'm used to this method, so I really just need a LFO noise into the input of this guy and an incrementer, which will increment by 1. That goes into the right input, a trigger with 1. And if I plug this anywhere into the patch, it's going to fill up the whole thing with random numbers. As you can see, and now I remove the trigger, then it stops writing, and I can remove everything else, and I have a random number generator, which I can use with the clock. And I can modulate the clock by some number that's not 64, so it's like a pararithmic, or I don't know, but the output of this guy will be different for a long time. And I can multiply the clock by 4, and I need to put this into the read index, and I'm ready to go. I just want to rescale this from 0 to 200 and put an envelope follower in front of it, like this. And now it's smooth, and but I can do even better. And I can plug this into the millisecond slots, and this way this is a smooth noise and ideal for controlling this delay. So let me play this sound. It sounds interesting, and I will use an envelope even after it, like this, but that's going to be based on the gate, like this. This is strange. I'm sure that I plugged something wrong somewhere. Okay, and let's filter this sound, because that will sound nice for sure. And for that I'm going to use a filter for power modulated, using the bandpass output and some resonance. And I'm going to use the same structure like here, but instead of this module I'm going to use another one like 59, which is going to offset it enough. And these I'm going to put into a similar thing, same attack, same release times, and rescale this guy to where is the sweet spot, from 40 to 130. Okay, and let's give this some rhythm. Oh, and I want to make this polyphonic and one voice only, so it doesn't consume CPU when it's not making sound. And I want to put this to these rhythmic parts whenever I can, so let's create a 4-bar sequence, not to the riser jack but here, and give it some rhythm like like this, maybe. Should be okay. And I just need to loop these and copy paste through the whole track whenever it makes sense, like this and like this. I did put the kick back to bass now as it was. Okay, and one more thing I want to do, and then I finish this whole session, is that this is too many tracks for me already to see through, and I like to have things organized into groups. So I like to have 8 main groups or 8 main tracks, and I want to keep this like that. So so let me organize this stuff a bit. So what's here? This is main drums, and I have this glitchy. That's also drums. That's bass. Morpher is like synth. So okay. Do I have any more percussion here? No more percussion. Okay, so then I group these guys together, call them drums. Awesome. Then we have bass tracks here for sure. So bass and staccato bass are going to be grouped together into bass for sure. That's okay. And rumble and impact and probably even this riser white noise. Oh, even the feedback riser also can go into the FX group. And then we have E-piano, another E-piano. の what does it sound like? Okay, so even this guy can go into the bass department, arpeggio. That needs to have its separate tracks, so that's okay, because it's like through the whole song. String, stiffness string and small sign, and E piano, small sign, and these E piano should be together in one track. So these guys are like sinusoids, maybe. Synth distant. I'm going to move the arpeggio together with the synths and the morpher and the stiffness string. Yeah, that's a good idea. But no, like these are going to be pets, because they are stuff like that, and even the morpher is a pet as far as I remember. It's not that's important. So these can take together like synths, and this can be like I think it's good for a pet sound, and it's only in the intro. Yeah, this goes into the pets. And now I have 7 groups and an almost empty interface, while we have tons of tracks and tons of stuff. But this way the project is more organized, and when I'm finished in the end and I want to create something for live shows, then it's easier for me to bounce out the groups only, and I can build my tracks for the audio tracks that I use in my live performance, because that's not real time. Many things are not real time there. I have to bounce stuff out because the CPU would blow up. But currently I don't even have a live laptop because it's dated. And whenever there will be shows here in Hungary again, or whenever I will have the chance to play again, I don't even know if I will have time to it, but then I will probably buy a laptop for that purpose, but currently that's not an issue. But still, I'm used to group my tracks like this, and this makes my life easier whenever I need it later on. And during the production of a song, this is really a non-issue, so it took me like 5 minutes. So I somewhat restored what I did wrong last time, and I hope the sound is even good now. And yeah, this was that for today, and I hope you had fun watching this. I have some ideas how to make this, how to work further on this track, and I also wanna jump into the melodic stuff, because it really is missing melodies, but somehow melodies are taking a lot more time than sound design, and for these videos I try not to fool around with melodic stuff, and somehow I'm never, yeah, it's full of sounds already, and it doesn't require many more, but it's embarrassing to make this on a video. Anyways, I hope you have fun watching this, and if you made it this far, then congrats and thank you very much. And Happy loading, guys. Bye bye.